Good morning, everybody. My name is Wes Davies, and as you can see, I'm actually still here in Yilan. I heard about this great restaurant that I absolutely had to take the time to check out while I'm here, still in Yilan. So we are right here at Taiwan, and as you can see, this is probably one of the most spectacular restaurants I've ever been to in Taiwan. It has a very unique story. All of the materials that you can see here, they were actually created in Japan. And then all the materials were shipped here to Taiwan and assembled on this property. So they told me it was actually a little bit like Lego blocks getting sent from Japan right here to Yilan, Taiwan. And then all of the builders and construction workers just kind of pieced it all together with the final product being this incredible building, this structure that you can see all around me. I keep saying restaurant, but actually it's a little bit more interesting than that. As you can see behind me, there is a sprawling farm which stretches, I would say, at least a couple acres all around this building. They have all kinds of amazing fruit trees, flowers, vegetables, all of it organic. They don't use any pesticides here. And then what they do is they harvest those fruits and vegetables from the outside, bring them into the shop on the first floor where people from the local area can come and purchase these very natural, very organic ingredients. And then up on the second floor, they actually have a very, very high quality restaurant, which we're going to for lunch in just a couple of hours. And I can't wait to try the food. I took a look at the menu and they promised me it was going to be some of the best food I've ever had. So I cannot wait for that. And then lastly, right up here on the third floor where I am now, they have a private VIP guest house. And honestly, it feels like you're walking into some kind of a wooden cabin in the Swiss Alps. There's a fireplace right beside me, and then if you look up on the ceiling, there are just these gorgeous timber frames. It really reminds me of something from Europe or back home in Canada. It's such a nice atmosphere, and people can actually come here and rent out this third floor. You can have parties in here. They have a KTV station. There's a bartender, there's a chef that you can hire to cook anything you want. So I mean, this whole restaurant, this whole establishment, I think is extremely well thought out. There's so much going on here, and best of all the food and everything they do here is organic and locally sourced. So let's go take some time and check out the farm. Alright, so I'm just out here and we are exploring this amazing farm, and I actually got to have a chance to talk with the farmer who works here. He's kind of in charge of all the crops and all the vegetables and all the gardens, and he was just telling me some really interesting information about the rice. So usually when farmers harvest the rice, they'll send it off to a processing factory or processing plant, but here they want everything to be as natural as possible. So he was showing me how they can string the rice up on this long piece of bamboo, bring it out here, and it dries naturally in the sun. And he told me that because of this very special and traditional method of harvesting and drying the rice, it actually has a very special and unique texture and flavor. It's a little bit sweeter this way, and they said it's a little bit kind of chewier and bouncier rice. So actually this very old and traditional method that they use here on this farm actually makes the flavor better, the texture better, and I'm sure it's a lot more healthy as well. Is it wax apple?
Yes. The wax apple. Yeah, wax apple.
That's really nice. 都是有机吗？
都是有机。我们园区这边的种植方式，我们有机是我们的一种种植方式。对，那我们就是不会用农药，不会用除草剂，然后不会用化学肥料。
Okay.
去种植、去管理这样。对。
So natural processes, no pesticides, no chemicals, that kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm learning all kinds of things today. The farmer was telling me that because this is actually a functioning farm, the water management is extremely important. So they have enough water to, grow all the crops and nourish the entire farm. And this is actually very special water. It comes all the way from the top of Snow Mountain, way in the mountain range over that way, and then it passes through Yilan County, and this is actually the same water that Kavalan whiskey uses to make their world famous whiskey. So it's just kind of an interesting learning about all these amazing things on this very small but very functional farm. All right, we just finished up exploring that incredible farm outside, and now it is time to come inside for lunch. And as you can see, we just have an absolutely outrageous feast prepared here. This restaurant is being so nice to me today, and I can tell that every single one of these dishes has been made with care and good quality organic ingredients. So let me just show you quickly what we have here. This is the cherry duck. So this is a very famous dish in Yilan. It's served with grilled tomato, roasted Parmesan eggplant, as well as a perfectly organic salad, which was picked right from the garden that we just explored. Next, you can see here this very colorful plate, which is meant to symbolize some of the more traditional foods up in Yilan and North Taipei. Here is a simple tofu dish that is popular as a street food in Danshui, northern Taiwan. And then, I don't think this one needs any introduction, just a very colorful seafood toast. And I cannot wait to try all of this. It just looks so good. And next over here we have the Japanese section. Although this eel is famous in Yilan, it's kind of laid out in a very traditionally Japanese way, along with some miso soup. We have the kimchi chicken wing, and I just love the presentation of this section. It just looks so pleasing to the eye, and I know how good that eel is going to be. I can't wait. And last but not least, we have the pizza. This is kind of a crazy invention because those dried scallions are a famous ingredient up here in Yilan. So they've actually incorporated that, and you saw him making it back there, meticulously putting all of the ingredients together in that gorgeous oven, which is actually from Italy. So I think there's nothing to do now but just taste this food. I mean, I just can't. I can't wait. So of all the things here, probably the thing I'm most excited about is the cherry duck. It just looks so well cooked. You can see the outside of the skin is nice and crispy, and the inside of the meat is just very well done. So I'm gonna give this next big bite here. That skin is so crispy and so juicy in the middle. This is awesome. That's so tender. I'm gonna try this pizza, and then we'll just sit down and enjoy our meal. So here we go. Wow. That's very interesting. You can really taste that onion, that green onion, and you can see it down below, all that mozzarella cheese. And then that sprinkle of dried onion on top really complements it and sort of brings it all together. I've never had pizza like that, and it's perfectly cooked. As you can see, the crust is just a little bit crispy. I think he did a great job with that oven. So without further ado, my friends and I, we're going to enjoy our meal here. It just really seems like there's this growing trend in Taiwan to be much more environmentally conscious and eco-friendly. You can see that from my Council of Agriculture video, which I released a few months ago, which I'll put just up top. But just even coming to places like this, you can really see that sentiment coming through as well. Because not only is everything organic or locally sourced, but this entire building itself is actually meant to have a reduced carbon footprint. So what that means really is that because the insulation on this building is so good, the glass is actually very thick. So it keeps the heat out and it keeps the cool inside. So they really don't have to run much in terms of air conditioning. Not only that, but because most of the walls are basically made of glass, that means that they get all kinds of natural light coming in from the outside, so they barely need to use any artificial lighting inside at all. So the final stop today here at Daojiaotian. What a great day it was, honestly. And I just have to say thank you to the staff and thank you to this restaurant. It was honestly one of the highlights of my trip so far. They took me downstairs into the basement where there's a master baker down there just rolling and rolling and baking and baking, and all of this great stuff comes right from in-house, right from that bakery that we just visited, and you can just see he's down there putting so much love and care into each one of these pieces. So I'm just gonna head upstairs, grab my camera bag, and give this a try before I head back out on the road. So let's just go upstairs. All right, I can't wait to try out this bread, especially after watching all the work that he puts into it. You know, I think there's something a little bit special. We can actually see your food getting made. And not only that, but half this stuff was grown just outside the window there in the garden. So I'm just going to try this, this kumquat bun here. That actually really reminds me of marmalade. So let's try the other one, the Roselle Bun. All right, so here is the Roselle Bun, and just like everything else, and I've already mentioned this before, but just the presentation is so pleasing. Okay, here we go. Here's the Roselle Bun. So it is just laced with cream cheese all up and down throughout that bun, and then on the top you have this little exquisite dried flour. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to enjoy this bread. All right, everybody, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for following me on this journey on my Huandao, and also a huge thank you to Zhao Tian for putting me up today. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed myself here. If you guys are ever in Yilan, if you are ever in this region, you have to just make the stop here. Honestly, everything I had today, all the food, from the pizza, all those wonderful dishes, the buns, the drinks, you could just tell it was such high quality food, high quality ingredients, organic, locally sourced, and best of all, as I've mentioned, pretty much everything I ate today came from just within an acre or two of where I'm sitting right now, all on this property. So thank you so much to the restaurant. Once again, thank you everybody for watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will link everything about this restaurant right down below in the description box. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.